G'day viewers, Friday morning, sunny day in Perth, on my way back to have a look at a job where the battery system's not working. They had it installed 2 years ago, and since day one the system has not worked properly. So it's a Alpha ESS storage system, grid connected. It's a retro battery installation, so they had an existing Goodwee 3-phase solar inverter. And what's happened is, I've already been to site before, I'm going back there now, but what happened is the installer turned up to site, subcontractor, and he didn't have the correct energy meter. So the energy meter he turned up to site with only had 3 CTs. CT stands for current transformer, and that's what measures the power flow in and out of your property. Now, if you've got a 3-phase property and you've got an existing 3-phase inverter, you're going to need 6 CTs on that energy meter. He turned up with an energy meter with only 3. He went ahead and installed the system, and for 2 years the battery system has been charging itself from the grid and discharging. There's absolutely no point in that. They're not capturing any of their solar energy, they're not on a time of use tariff. Thousands of dollars worth of batteries sitting there doing pretty much nothing. So I've got the correct energy meter now, and I'm on my way back there to install the correct energy meter and hopefully get it all set up properly so the battery charges from the solar, and then they can draw off that battery in the evening when there's no solar production. So this system is at the back of a suburb called Joondalup, which is sort of a semi-rural suburb, about 30 k's out of Perth, northern suburbs. So yeah, we'll hopefully sort this one out today and get it all up and running how it should be. Now this comes back to kind of what I've said in another video, is how to avoid getting ripped off when getting a battery system installed. So I'll put a link up to that, and if you follow that video and do what I've said in there, and you'll avoid getting ripped off, which is essentially what's happened here. And it also comes back to the fact of using a retailer that uses subcontractors. Now, I'm not saying that all retailers and subcontractors are going to rip you off and do the wrong thing, but the majority of the time when I come across problems where a system's not been installed properly and they can't get the installer back to sort it out, is because they've used a subcontractor, and the subcontractor's not interested in going back to sort out his mess because he's not going to get paid for it, and the retailer can't find anyone to go and sort out the mess because it's going to cost them a lot of money. But unfortunately this client, he's been chasing up the retailer for 2 years, and nothing's become of it, so now he's having to pay me to sort it out, and I'd say it's probably going to cost him about $800 to $1,000. So follow that video in the link and protect yourself from getting ripped off. I don't want to paint a picture of all doom and gloom in the solar and battery industry. Not everyone's out there to rip you off and do the wrong thing. There's lots of really good operators out there, especially in Perth, that have the client's best interests at heart. So it's just a matter of finding those people. I'm always happy to advise on which people and companies have a good reputation if it's a job I can't get to. So you're more than welcome to either email me or call me on 0412 866 428. It's Jason from Joondalup Electrical Services, and if I can't help you, I'll point you in the direction of somebody that can, that'll do the right thing and get you all sorted out. Alright, so I'll take another video once you're on site so I can explain what I'm doing a bit better. Righto, so here we are on site now. This is the battery system. It's actually all been installed pretty good. They've got their bollard there to protect it from vehicles hitting it. That's been installed nice and solid. They've added in an additional switchboard here with a backup circuit and a changeover switch, which is awesome. this is the energy meter, this is the problem. You can see these are the CT outputs here for the current transformers, which are these. That's what measures the power flow in and out of the property. But as you can see, there's only 3, so that's measuring the power flow in and out of the property. This is the main switch, but our solar circuit breaker is all the way over here. So it's a busy area, there's a lot going on. It has got some other CTs on here, but that's just for this gimmicky thing down here, which was, I guess, at some stage giving them a reading of the solar output. But they won't need that because that'll be reflected in the app now. So this is our solar generation. So I've got to get another 3 CTs. There's our new ones, 3 there, another 3 there. So I've got to get those from there over to there. So I'll probably just run a bit of conduit or duct at the bottom because there's lots going on there. It is a cavity wall, but there's plenty going on. I don't want to try and shove more cables in there, so I'm just going to do it externally. And apparently I just need to swap it over and it's all ready to go according to Alpha support, which have actually been really helpful. They've been good. So I'll get it installed and see how we go. And so I've got my solar CTs on there. I've run a bit of conduit down there. These CTs were on the wrong side of the main switch, and they were also doubling up on the backup circuit of the inverter, which is running through a changeover switch here. That's our new energy meter. I've had to change that to a data cable from the RJ45. Wasn't quite long enough, so I had to put an extender in there. And as you can see, there's a lot of spare cable for the CTs, but I do like the CTs with this chint meter. They are all labelled, which is awesome. Clearly labelled, as you can see, phase B, and also that all corresponds on the tail end of the CTs up there, which is why I didn't trim them down, because it had all this labelling on them. And then in the top of the meter there, that's all colour coordinated too. The biggest thing with CTs is making sure you get the phase reference right and that you get the CT placement right, and that was our problem. So yeah, all installed now, put everything back together, and happy days. After 2 years, it is finally working as it should. So good job. Thanks guys.